Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So let's begin with a new figures. This is the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe class Brawn from the movie Bumblebee. So let's begin. First up, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I don't have much feelings for Brawn since I'm not really a G1 fan. I only recognize him and know him because he got a helmet that is similar to the characters Juggernaut from X-Men. And I remember the scenes when he got killed in the 86 movie. So here we have Brawn. So in this video, I'm gonna straightly admit that yes, this guy does have some similarities to his G1 counterpart. And since I'm not a fan of him and I do not own any Brawn figures, this is my first. I'm gonna judge this guy as a separately figures and the characters that I only start to know about. So let's begin. So here we have Brawn, really bulky aesthetics. The color tones of the yellow and greens obviously mark this guy as some kind of worksman that turns into soldiers. And yeah, I think this is quite nice because this looks of him, the overall tones of this guy goes well with one another. You know that big chest of him with the head pop out of sections. It reminds me of the armors from StarCraft and like bulky combatants. Turn him around and see, you see the whole body is like somewhat of an armor, looks like thing. Just feels like that, and I must say that I enjoy this aesthetics of him. It makes him look really strong. For comparison, I'm gonna put the armor from StarCraft here and let's see how the similarities. And you see they look quite similar. So what next? Let's focus on his detail now, shall we? So first up, let's take a closer look at his head. This is a really nicely done head. So you got the gray plastic and you got some silver lining. This is like a really nice texture, so and really nice highlight. It shows that he's like wearing a helmet of some sort. And if you look closely, you can see his blue eyes over here and with some silver face painted, which is really nice. And down a little bit, you got some really nice and juicy mechanical details over here. They don't need to, but they did that anyway because like if they chose the simple way, you know, they could have just have an armor plate. But then they chose, oh no, okay, let's do some details, and that is really nice. And look down to the chest section. You got an Autobot logos painted in the middle bit, really nicely highlighted. And for the arm section, you mean like this is a really nice, you got some really nice mechanical details. Okay, I'm gonna raise the arms up for you to see this section in the middle here. You got some really nice mechanical details over here. I mean, like this is like a straightforward, nicely done figures. And you got some painted silver onto the arms. They catch the lights really good. So yeah, I'm really impressed by this. And you got some paint in the chest section as well, which is like really nice over here. And moving down to the torso, you got a short torso, which has some really nice details as well. Really nicely done. You got the wheels over here. And yeah, that should be it. You got some armors and some painted thighs armor here. And I mean, I enjoy the feet. I love this kind of feet design. You know, I always like the kind of feet, the shoes looking feet that has some metallic plate on the tip of it. It really looks like combat shoes. And I must say, I enjoy this guy. I enjoy the overall aesthetics. I enjoy the color scheme, and I think he's great. Unfortunately, this design of him makes him look more like a shoulders type instead of like, you know, a main character's kind of vibe. Maybe because I play too much StarCraft. I don't know. That might be the case over here. As you can see, nicely done. You got some black clear piece of plastic, and as you can see inside some mechanical details here. Nicely done, really nicely done over here. And the back of the legs, I mean like this is a Transformer leg, so no complaints over here whatsoever. But I mean, I just love this aesthetic of him. Really nice. It's a shame that we didn't see him too much in the movie, except for the scene that he got shot. So for some size comparison, I'm gonna bring him to the Deluxe class, B127, for you to see. I mean, like after handling this, I look at B27 and I was like, what happened? How this happened? You know, they're on the same size. So next to the Deluxe that I just uploaded days ago, this is Deluxe class Ratchet. And this is one nice thing about the Studio Series line, is that you see all of these figures are in the same Deluxe class, but you see Ratchet is clearly taller than the other two. And because in the movie, you know, Bumblebee and Brawn is like 11 feet, but Ratchet is like 14 feet. But because of this design, I would wish is that Brawn would become somewhat of a Autobot tanker, you know, maybe even taller than Ratchet. And if there are any, you know, KO company or studios is watching this review, please make a Brawn knockoff that is actually really tall, because I think that this could look awesome. And for the accessories, He got a gun and a drill tip, which is really nice. So this is the gun is essentially the same kind of looking gun as Ratchet. It's, you know, they only look a slight different, and that is really nice. You got that brownish gun. I would prefer if this comes somewhat of a metallic black or gray gunmetal, but I think this color works well with the green and the orange. And to hold it, you're just gonna plug it onto his hand like so, and there we go. And there is another accessory, is the drill tip. So this thing actually got painted in a really nice metallic color. Really nice detail over here. Okay, so this is kind of weird because I would wish that there are some way of attach onto the arms, but apparently there's not. So I mean, you can attach onto the tip of the gun. So it looks like he's holding some kind of drill, and that would be it. For weapon storage, you're gonna turn it around, and there's this tab over here. You're just gonna tap this in, and then you can attach the drill over here. So yeah, really nicely done weapon storage. And now let's get to his articulation. So we begin with the head. Unfortunately, because of the design, his head stays in one place, so he can only rotate, although it's quite difficult. Not the way through 360. Arms move out, and rotation. And this guy does have a butterfly joint, which means that he can, this here section here can move in and out a little bit, which is kind of nice to increase the range of motion. Here you got a bicep swivel, although it is a little tight. So mostly you want to use the ball joint over here. This is the bend of the elbow. This is double jointed, which is really impressive. And you got a hand swivel. For the hips, you got a swivel rotation, really nice. The kick to the front, kick to the back, and the split is actually kind of limited because of this wheel over here. So if you remove the wheels, you will get a better split. This is the you got a lower thigh swivel, and this is the bend of the knee, which is really good. This toe can move up and down, and you got a pivot. Articulation wise, this guy is great for the bulkiness of this figure. I would not expect anything more because since he's not a really main character. So without further ado, let's get to his transformation. Finishing transforming Brawn, the first question in my mind was like, what is this? Some sort of Cybertronian combat vehicle or what? Because it doesn't look like anything from our world. I mean, it kind of looks interesting, some sort of, you know, futuristic vehicle, and overall it's great, except for that there's a hole, a really big hole in the middle of the vehicle. This here, and you can clearly see through and see the head and everything. So I guess you can cover it up by attaching his gun over here. It kind of looks okay, and you can pretend like someone is like sitting in that hole and shooting the gun. And one thing about this mode is that you can flip this here. You can flip it up and attach the drill on it. So it does look a lot now. It looks a lot like, you know, some sort of like digging vehicle or some sort. If you have watched the Transformer Prime, you know they have this digging machines. He really resembles that, and that is like quite nice. This is quite nice over here. And the wheels, the rolls are pretty fine. I enjoy the wheels. Size comparison, here we have him next to B127 and the Deluxe class Ratchet. I mean, like, after playing with this guy for quite some time, I think that this guy is quite okay. And he's not a must, but if you are looking for what to complete your Autobot team from the movie Bumblebee, you should get this guy. So yeah, and so that will be it for today, guys. So I will see you guys later. TonTon out.